Aloha, Rich Alverson here. This is ICS211, and in this video, I'm going to go over the first lab assignment. So let me share my screen. All right, so on the right here, I have the assignment, lab program number 1. And what you're supposed to do is start with lab 20-1 in chapter 20, and that's what I have here on the left. So start with that. And once you get this running, then make these enhancements. And basically the enhancements are simply changing the names of these things to something else, to participation, challenge, lab, and a lab assignments. There's 4 of them, change them. The totals change. And then I want you to change one of these categories. The DL category is defined right here, DL, these ratios. And I'm having you change them to these ratios, which is what our class is. And then the last thing I have you do for the enhancements is this is what the course grade breakdown is. And this is what it is at a community college here in Hawaii. But at Manoa, we've got pluses and minuses. So I would like you to enhance this, and so it'll display grades with the pluses and minuses. Okay, so first of all, let's go through this on the left here and see exactly what this does. Okay, so we're gonna there are 3 grade categories. Uh, there's 3 grade categories. There's this UG, I think, is for undergraduate student, a G for graduate student, and DL for distance learning student. And the homework assignments, quizzes, midterm, and the final exam are the same, but the weights of each of these is different depending on what type of student you are. And so then what this program will do is you input a string that looks like this, where the first value here is the type, undergraduate in this case, and then this is the number of homework points, and this is the number of quiz points, and this is the midterm points, and this is the final exam points. And based on that, because of the actual totals here, the maximums, these are the maximums, the output is going to be this person got 75% homework, 75% quizzes, 80% midterm, 92.5% final. And that's it. Oh, where's the grade? Okay, that's just the first part. And then it's going to average up the total based on what the grade category is. And then at the end, it's going to print out the course grade. So in the end, it's going to look like this. Okay, it's going to display out you input this distance learning, these scores, and the output's going to be these values here, and then the average, because this is DL, it's going to be this, and then it's going to output the course grade. And we're going to start with this code right here. All right, so I'm going to switch over. I have a Visual Studio starting file here on the right. And I'm not going to do this for you, but I'm just going to go along and identify sections. I'll start the sections, and I'd like you to work to get it going yourself. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to get this program running, and then after first I'm going to go through all of this, and then after I'm done going through all of this, then I'll go through and I'll show you where some changes would be made for this. I guess that's an okay way to do it. All right, so here we start out. We're importing. This is so we can read in from the keyboard. This is starting out the class called Program Lab, as is defined over here. Okay, so the first thing we do is we're going to define some constants, and these are the maximum points for that is these right here. There's the homework, which is maximum of 800 points. The quizzes, maximum of 400 points. Midterm exam is 150, and final is 200. And I can probably all right. Let's keep going. I'm gonna do it how I said. Okay, so next, okay, so then we read in, we define the the name of the scanner that we're going to use to read in, and then we're going to we should we're going to define some variables. Well, okay, so we're going to read in uh homework equals scanner dot next double. It's a double. It's going to be a next double variable input. Okay, so we're going to have something like this uh, for all four. Like, the next one's going to be quizzes. I'm going to call it quizzes equals scanner next double. And do the same thing for midterm and final. Now in Java, of course, we have to define our variables separately above this. So above these four variables here, there's going to be four of them. I think I can just finish. I'll just finish this. It's a quick way to finish this. I'll copy this. This is one. Okay. I'm going to call this one a midterm, and I'm going to call this one final. These are the scores. These are scores. Oh, I'm going to call this something else. Exam. I'll like the blue there. Okay, so now before we use these variables as we are here, we have to declare them. So I'm going to declare them up here, and they're going to be doubles. There's going to be homework, and there's going to be double quizzes, and double midterm, and double final exam. Okay, so now that's taken care of, and that they're not blue anymore. The input. Oh, this type. I got to read the status before I read these. Got to read the status. So that's going to be just a plain old. Oh, I should have a double status too, I guess, or a string status. And so I'm going to read in the status equals scanner next, just a string. Okay. So now I've read in oops. Now I've read in all four of these. And then I gotta go so I've read in the set any average to 100% if average is above 100%. Let's see. I have to read the student. I mean, read all these things. Read them. Validate the student status. In other words, I got to validate. It's got to be these, otherwise I print out an error message. So after I read this, let's just validate it right here. If okay, so there's if status equals, and I'm going to use these methods for the string class. I define the string object here. If it equals UG, if it equals UG, oops, or status equals um, um, what's another one? G, graduate student, or status equals um, distance learning. G. All right. So that closes that parentheses. Um, if this is all, if this here is true, what's this? Yeah, Visual Studio puts in these things that, well, I'm going to assume that's okay. All right, so okay, so I want to do if this is not true. So I'm going to put a parentheses, a big old knot there, and then enclose this whole thing in parentheses. And so now I need to close the outer parentheses, and then I'm going to have in here, I'm going to output some sort of error message. System out print line error. Student status. You should probably output what it is, but anyway, I'm just going to put that there. It's probably looking for something specific. Well, I'll put an error message. All right. So that's what happens if that happens, and then if the first one isn't correct, and then let's just quit. So I'm just going to return. I'm going to return at that point. Otherwise, this inside won't be taken. This will be skipped around, and we're gonna go ahead and read the remaining data that we're gonna need. Now the other thing is that we want these to be percentages, don't we? Because we're outputting percentages. So what we need to do for this is we need to multiply, like for homework, you've got to multiply the maximum, which is homework max, this one. And then we're gonna no, we divide it by homework. So that's divided by homework max. And then we multiply it by 100 because we oh, percent. Okay, so and just to make sure, these are doubles, so this will end up being a double, but I'm just going to do this one. Okay, so this is really what homework should look like. Quiz is the same thing. We want to divide it by the maximum number. QUIs, quiz is max, and then multiply that by 100. So anyway, we want to do this for all four of them. You fill in the rest, okay? All right, now we're supposed to check to see if the average. This is a poorly constructed sentence. If the average is above 100%, then set the average to 100%. So we have to have that checked in there. And so that is something like over here, we can have if homework is greater than 100%, then homework equals 100%. And I think that is a legal statement. And we want to do the same thing for quizzes and midterm. And We want to do the same thing for quizzes, midterm, final. You better make sure, I want to make sure you finish this. Because I don't want to get any emails where people didn't finish this. They email me and they say, oh, it doesn't work. And I just really paying attention. Anyway, so yeah, so we have to have that, and that takes care of this. See, in this test here would be the midterm and the final. The midterm, the maximum is 150, and you enter 200. Well, that's not. It's not going to be 150%. It's just going to be 100%. Same with final exam with 205. That's just going to be. It's going to max out, and that's what this is going to do. If any of these are greater, then it's just going to set it equal to 100. All right, and then we got to calculate the scores based on the student status. Okay, so based on this, and it's going to be one of these three now. By the time we're down here, it's going to be one of these three. So we want to do something like I just realized I don't have a camera. Is that right? I don't have a camera on? Oh well, anyway. Here I am. Sorry. Um, okay, so we're here. And I need to calculate. Well, let's see. No, we got to print out this. We have to print this out first. Okay, let's print that out. It's going to be something like system out, system uh, out, printf, homework, colon, and then something like percent point one, floating point number, percent backslash n. Right, because you want the percent there. Right. Close the quote, and then this is the variable we want to print. That variable. That good. This is what the thing is. And then we want to do the same thing for all four of them. Copy this, and I'm just going to go int, 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 but actually it's quizzes. And this is midterm, and this is final. And you need to fix this. Okay? Because it shouldn't be homework here, it should be these. Okay, so you fix that. And then that will print out this. It should look like that, not like whatever I had here. And then you want to calculate what we've got to calculate this G average or this average. And to calculate that, we've got to use this. We have to have three of them, whether it's this or this or this, and we multiply each of these by these percentages and sum them up. So it's something like let's have a variable called course, because this is going to be the course total. See course equals 0. Start out equals 0. And it's not defined. That's why it's white. We got to make a double up here. Up there. Double course. Okay. So we start up by that, and then we're going to go if status equals um equals if it equals G, you do something. Status equals G is true, then do this. Okay. And what that is that's going to be something like course equals homework times, we're doing G, right? We're doing G. It equals G, 0.15 times 0.15 plus, yes, plus quizzes times 0.05, 0.05 plus a midterm times 0.35, 0.35 plus final exam times 0.45 semicolon. And operator precedence is going to mean it's going to multiply these first. First, it's going to do that computation, then it's going to do this computation, then this one, and this one. And after it's all done with that, it'll do the pluses. So this is going to add up to, and because 15 plus 5 is 20, plus 35 is 55, plus 45 is 100, or 1, these are points. So since this all adds up, those add up to 1, we end up getting a number here between, a proper percentage, and that's core. That's what course is. Oh, and we should print it here because we know that the status is a G. It doesn't really need to be there. Uh, okay, well, let's just do it here. System out. See, we could do it at the end. System out print F. We know we're in G, so G average. It's got to look like a colon, um, something like %.1 F, and I want a percent after that. Backslash N, quote, close quote, course. Okay, so this does it for G, and this for the G. And so this one here should sort of work because it's a G, input a G, and so and you input these 4 numbers, which are going to be end up being, okay, so this is the G, and it passes this, and then you end up, and then you enter these, the user enters these 4 numbers, and it does this, you got to finish this, and then it does this check, make sure none of them are over 100%, and then it prints out all these values, and then it's got to print out the last one, and so there's going to be 3 of these, here. This. And we can just, so we're gonna have one for G, one for UG, and one for DL. Okay. DL. Okay, now you need to fix this. You know, this is gonna be UG, UG, and this is gonna be DL. But you need to fix these. These are not right. So you need to fix this, and you need to fix this. Okay, because it's got to be these percentages, 0.2, 0.2, 0.3, 0.3 for UG, and for DL, it's got to be 0.05, 0.05, 0.4, 0.5. So that's these numbers here. Okay, so you fix those, and then this should be fine. And then, oh, it looks like that. Oh, then this grading thing. Okay, so then after you're all done with that, you have this course value here. You have the final course value, and you gotta do something like if okay down here if uh, course if course is um, greater than or equal to 90. Um, Course is greater than or equal to 90, then do this. And that would be, if the course grade is an A, you want to print out this, something like this, except for you want it to be an A. So it's system out, print that, except for you don't that. You have, oh no, that's what you do. This is fine. We don't need to have anything special. This is going to be an A. So that's going to be the course grade of an A. And then you can probably, let me just copy this. Copy. And I'm going to do else paste. That's for B. Else paste. That's for C. Else paste. That's for D. And then the last one, I guess, is just going to be else. So it's the F. The F. Okay, so this is being an A. This would be 80, and this would be a B. And then this would be a C. And this would be a D. And this would be an F. Okay. You need to fix this. And this. Okay, because this is supposed to be 70 and it's supposed to be 60. Okay, you gotta fix that. All right, so that and then what? Is that it? Do you have a loop back or anything? Guess not. Okay, so anyway, so you can finish this code and you should be able to type it all in here and you should be able to work at it and you get all the errors out and it should be fine. All right, fine. So that's this part. Now we need to go and handle this part. Let me just pop this over here. And we need to change this to this. Now I could change these names I could change the names. I could change the names of the variables because they're called something different, participation, challenge, labs, and so they're called something different, but I'm not going to bother changing the names. I don't need to change the names. What I am going to change is where it prints out something. Okay. So what I would do is just right here, I would change this to participation activities. Activities and change this to whatever it is, challenge activities, and change this to lab activities, and change this to lab assignments. Okay, so even though inside here they're still called homework quizzes, midterm and final homework quiz, but really we're gonna treat them like they're gonna be the participation challenge lab and whatever activity inputs. And the only time that we expose that to the user is when we print this out. And so we'll just change that and then everything. You got to make sure you fix these quizzes. Got to call them the same thing and so on. Make sure you fix all these. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So that takes care of this. Oh, then you got to change these totals. Okay. So you got to change this to this 1468 copy paste because that's our participation activities. This is our challenge activities. This is our lab activities, and this is our lab assignments. So you got to change these maximums to what these are. This is for the enhancement. Okay, see this? We're doing the enhancement part. Okay, so that takes care of that part. And then and then we got to change the percentages. This is down here. DL. Okay, this is not this changes. I'm just going to do a copy. Let me just do this. Okay, this has got to be fixed, and you're going to fix that. But for the enhancement, oops. This is DL, right? It's DL we're messing with. What's going? DL is what we're messing with. I'm going to put paste this here, and we want it to be 20% for participation, 25% for challenges, 30% for lab assignment, lab activities, and then these lab assignments for your lab is 25%. Okay, so you got to change it to that. Okay, so this is you fix that because this is for the enhancement. Okay, so that takes care of that. Okay, so I'm gonna. All right, so that takes care of that, and because that's what DL has changed to. Okay, now and then these we have to add some stuff because it's greater than 100%, greater than 90. Okay, so I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna do copy. Yeah, copy, paste, copy, paste. Oh yeah, okay. There is a um, and then oops. Okay. All right. So if it's greater than and you'll have to finish this, but if it's greater than or equal to 100, That's an A plus. Plus. If it's greater than or equal to 95, here, this one here, it's greater than or equal to 95, it's an A. And if it's greater than or equal to 90, it's an A minus. And if it's greater than or equal to 87, it is a B plus, a B plus. If it is greater than or equal to 85, it is a, oh, shoots, I gotta fix that. 85, 84? I get that right. 84, it's a B, just a plain old B. And if it's greater than or equal to 80, it's a B minus. Okay, and then you have to finish this. Fix and finish. And fix and finish this. The same here. So you have to add C plus, C, C minus, D plus, D, D minus, and then F. So let's make these. And so I can do this last one here. So the last one is, okay, I'll do these last ones here. This is going to be D minus, going to be like D, D. Let's make this D plus or something like that. Anyway, so this is going to be 67, 64, 60. 67, 64, 60, and then below that is an F. Okay, so this is fine. Say for enhancement. This is for enhancement. So these are, because these are fixed. Okay, so I'll just leave that. All right. All right, so that should, and so after you do all that, then you should have finished this. You should be done, test it, make sure it works. And then make a short video, and then you turn it in here and say I'm done or whatever. All right. So I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.